Not okay. Today we're going to be testing the Coalition armor, which I need to equip this. Huh. I figured it would work. But yes, we are here to go ahead and test the Coalition armor because I forgot to do that. And whatchamacallit, and also we're here to test the, I believe, to try to see if it's worth replacing the Burnham's Q&C armor, which I have forgot to. Have I done that already? I don't really, doesn't really matter if I do it. Not really. But anyways, let's get to the review, shall we? Alright, so here I have a pretty much of a basic loadout. Pretty much it's kind of standard, it's just that the Burnham's Q&C armor is missing here. But this is just for my crit chance and crit severity, as you can see right here. Garbage. But yeah, this is the ouch. This is the Coalition Repulsor armor. I have able to actually max it out and put it to epic and 65, which is easy, by the way. No, it's not. Of course, what I kind of realized, I might as well just put this on par with the Q&C armor. It pretty much has the same damage resistance rating, and it has some good stuff as well. So it does some decent damage resistance. It should have been all energy damage resistance at this point because it has Disruptor, Plasma, Tachyon, Polaron, then we have Environmental, which is all the well good. And it's a pretty cool, unique stuff, which is also good, but doesn't have the crit chance and crit severity, unfortunately. Though it has some run speed, but you know, it's not enough. It's never enough. But to this point, I believe the only thing that's pretty much mattered is the flanking damage and the repulsor burst, which it does single target damage and some knockback. I tried to knockback that guy early on in the video because he was pissing me off and he needed to go. So there, he needed to go. So with the Repulsor Burst, it does 236.1 kinetic damage. It can be boosted if you're a tactical, science, or engineering, depending on your career path. Though I am a tactical, I can apply ambush, and it'll be more than that. Though I have this kit stuff, I'm not sure if... Oh, I'm able to access my bank. So I want to see what happens if I apply ambush on here. Just give me a second, because this thing is kind of garbage. And we're gonna apply ambush in about like 30 seconds. But while that's recharging, of course I got the dual nanopulse metliths, which are now pretty much my main. They're pretty good. Though the Quat Malot sword might fall out of favor because I feel like every time I get something new, the old thing kind of like falls down the line. But oh well, it's okay. Though it's not really as similar to the Q&C armor as it should be. It only has some physical damage resistance rating, some kinetic damage resistance rating, which is like physical, stuff like that, and some energy resistance damage all the while. So, of course, while the Q&C armor is kind of superior because of its crit chance, crit severity, which is pretty much the reason why for all ground stuff, this is pretty much just to resist the environment, maybe the mission you're going to be going through. Though it does have a lot for I believe it does have a lot for energy damage resistance, and it has a lot for phaser damage. And because this is Coalition armor, this was actually seen in the Star Trek Endurance series. I believe it was released earlier in the Star Trek Endurance series, and I think it was renamed the Dyson series. I might not be so sure about that, but of course it was pretty much the same thing. But anyways, this is way before we encountered the Emperor's ship and boarded the Enterprise. Of course, Inquisitor Karen, they were supposed to activate the stuff to send Emperor's message into deep space. Ray interferes using his armor. He pretty much knocks me back a couple times with that stupid annoying repulsor blast, which pretty much it feels like one of those anime pushbacks where, of course, they push him all the way into the darn into the rock. That's how I felt. So I'm like, oh, that hurt. I mean, I didn't die, but it just felt like, ugh, now I gotta actually try to kill you. So pretty much that's how it felt right there. It doesn't really have much of willpower. It only just has like stuff depending on the mission. Like say for instance, if you're gonna be dealing with some Terrans during the Terran story arc, you could do with those. And some Cardassian with their spiral wave weapons because they have a hidden phaser proc on them. You deal with them, or if you have to deal with like that Bajoran mirror mission. Basically, it's all like mirror on the wall. Who does the most damage of them all? So it does some disruptor damage and supply damage. It all depends on the mission, nonetheless. So I haven't really gotten to re-engineer this because this is the default of what it looks like. So that's pretty much why I don't have it equipped on most of my bridge officers because it's, and I might have to re-engineer it after this. I'm not even sure if it's able to be re-engineered. So yeah, it's able to be re-engineered, all of it. But it's like this is pretty much its default, and it's not okay. It's not really recommended in my case. So I really would switch it out for either like if you own a fleet, I recommend the Elite Fleet or the Colony for that bonus all damage and stuff like that. If you like get a job and you have some low buy, I really do recommend you go for either the Herald or the Borg Kinetic. And really the highly recommend thing I recommend is the QNC armor overall because the QNC armor, it does a heavy resistance on like all levels, like no matter if it's electric, environmental, this, that, physical, no matter what it is, it's balanced on all levels. If you want to, if it's like mission dependent, then I really recommend you go for the either this set or the other one. I believe one of them was from the Iconian War. I believe this one was from a temporal mission involving Tasha Yar. If you pretty much do events and stuff like that, I recommend you just stick with this set. Stick with this one. Because you get high HP. And pretty much I have not died ever since. So, or not the Red Angel suit. But it's gonna cost you though. If you die a lot, then just use the Red Angel suit at this point. But I believe we're going to test this for a few because I want to make sure this is as quick as possible. So we're gonna gather my crew here. Also, not to mention one thing that this armor, I have the difficulty on elite. So if I die, then I have the time loop device and stuff like that. So it's pretty much not a problem. I gotta double check. Who doesn't have what? Yep. Yeah, you always gotta make sure you double check for your crew. Yep, so we're gonna just blast this guy. See? There he goes. Wow, not a bit of damage, is it? We're just gonna hammer these guys. Wow, these things handle fairly on elite. Pretty damn good.
This planet smells. It must be the Klingons.
And that is a Thalaron generator. And I am dying. I am not okay. Ah, now it works. Ow. Yeah, that's a little bit of disruptor damage. It resists a lot. Plenty, but not much. Just gonna get this down. Then we're gonna deal with this guy. Because... oh, oops. Oops. Sorry. I know, no matter how many times you're gonna try to revive him, it does not work. I mean, it's kind of annoying seeing it, but... and it's so cute when they try.
It must.
Yeah, it really must be you. So, throw you away? No? Okay. Easy.
Search the area for intruders. They can't be far.
Hi. He's in there? Hi. Yeah, you're really not getting any. Ow. Oh, thing doesn't work. Also, they got new jetpacks destructor rifles too. Kind of make it their main thing since it's kind of like a one-tap. I didn't really like the 2399 phaser ones because the single bolt mode, it's garbage. It is definitely garbage.
Your continued resistance is forcing me to take direct.
Yeah, and they're not really getting knocked back
This
either.
is regrettable. Your deaths will pave the way to a new Romulan Star Empire. One controlled by the Tarsh.
And you guys are really not out. There we go. He's getting vaporized to death. Alright, let's try this guy. There you go.
Look at those uniforms. What a disgrace.
And get this guy, and that is a Thaler on mine. That does not look good. Get booted, buddy. Okay. That's not so bad.
Rogan will be well rewarded for your assistance.
Anyways, it's not a bad armor, I'm guessing, because I didn't expect to wipe these guys out with these blades so quick. It's kind of like the first time I really tested this stuff out. So, it's pretty good, if I'm not mistaken. Though I can't really guarantee that it's actually good. Like judging by its stats, it's well required for missions. Like, say for instance, if you haven't gotten anything out of the way, if you haven't really gotten anything, say for instance anything else that's strong enough, like say for instance for your new characters and stuff. This actually came out of an event. So, oh yes, I like to leave,
Intruders, defend the array.
and I need to get my captain back. Okay, so as for that review, whatchamacallit, I'm gonna pretty much give it a 2 out of 10 because it's a good armor, but it's just in case if you have nothing else on your character, or you need a piece of armor to cover yourself. It's like saying you're naked but you need some clothes to cover yourself and stuff like that. And I'm pretty much sure that people have been through that road several times before. Like you're out, like you're pretty much naked and you need some clothes on. So, like for example, in the shower, you come out and you need some clothes on. That's what it feels like to wear this armor. So I really wouldn't recommend it at all to anyone, but if it's the only armor you have, I recommend you just re-engineer it to where you can actually like have all damage resistance, if that's even possible. Or you don't really have to. Just put in like HPP for all of them, and then you can have like regeneration and HPP for that. Because that's pretty much what that's pretty much what you need at this point. Because if you have like a lot of hit points, which is like for example your health, if you have a lot of those, then you're able to like you're pretty much unkillable nonetheless. I mean, you could still be killed with like things like for example in the Dyson mission, one of them where you get burned by the sun, and that's not a good way to die, is it now? I mean, you have to wear the Dyson EV suit for it to work. So, yeah, best luck on that one. But other than that, it's not a bad armor to have if you have nothing else equipped. So, I believe that is it for the Coalition Armor review, and I hopefully you guys like, share, and subscribe this video, and hit the bell for notification. This was supposed to be scheduled 2 days ago, but apparently due to events happening and stuff like that, there was no way I could get this done in time. I just got the other one finished, and it was supposed to be the one right behind it. I just got the Nanopulse Blades done, the review of those done, because of course it is a weapon I have not really considered choosing. Like I was pretty much fearful about my fleet leader's advice. I mean, it was a pretty good one. Of those, he said it wasn't his idea, he just got it from somebody else. But of course, I think I began to inspire those who use the dual mechliths, because it's like it does a crazy amount of damage, and it does it repeatedly too. So it lacks recharge. So I really do hope that Cryptic does not fix that. If they happen to, I have the Kuat Malat sword for that as a backup, because that's how things do. They fix things, and then after that they're like, oh, that's just how it is. Either that or they lower the damage scale. So I believe I believe this concludes this video. I believe I will see you guys soon, or the next review, which will be, I believe, it is the 13th event. I have gotten at least 50% of it done, and it is not of a bad ship. In fact, it is a pretty big one. It's pretty unique, right? Pretty cool. So I believe that is when the next one will be around, unless there's another armor review that I have not done that I need to do, because of course I'm doing ground build videos because no one has ever thought of it. I mean, I know Augie has done some. He's more explanatory with those, but I thought I could actually do mine since everybody else does space stuff. I thought I can do ground stuff, so thought I might give that a shot. And it's so far it's so good. It's pretty much working out for me. So I believe this is it for the. I believe this is something else I'm gonna do, because it is a nice T6 Science Dreadnought. It's. I haven't really looked into this thing because I don't really care much about Science Dreadnoughts. But it has four. It has four weapons reaft, some device slots, some shitty bridge officer seating that I'll probably have to look into sometime before, but it doesn't really matter because I'm like 50%, so it doesn't really matter. And of course, the one console I want to use is the volatile digitization matrix, which basically turns your entire ship into a bolt, a plasma torpedo, and that's pretty damn cool. And it says digital compilation, which is a starship trait. It's a grind, but nonetheless, I just pretty much want it for its console, because it says that you're able to equip it on any ships, and I'm pretty much sure, as you guys have looked into the series, especially the finale, that my ship has a sun on it. So I'm thinking, probably, why not just make the sun into some kind of little weapon and make it have some kind of meaning to it, instead of it just being some kind of big sun that appears to be shining my whole ship in when I'm in dark places. And I love dark places. sorry for being an introvert, but yeah, I like dark places with a lot of lighting and stuff like that. I'm the type of person who loves the night a lot. So, and the big damn sun is in my the big sun that's in my ship is literally just shining the whole damn room. So, kind of kills the mood for me. But I believe that is it for the armor review. I will see you guys in the next one, which will be this review. Nonetheless, unless they come up with some kind of crap. I know they have come up with one of the crap, which is the Voth mech stuff, which I'd recommend you check Augie's or Stu 1701's for, because they own one on PC, they own SCO on PC, so their event has already started. For us, it's going to be a little bit like a month or two behind, so by the time I get to mines, we already probably did a review on it, and you guys probably like it. I like it for the most part, but not what I want to have, because if I have that and I have electric powers, wouldn't that justify whatever it is? I mean, it's a good mech suit, but it's good to keep it just in case. Like, for example, my Azuna character, which damn, I spoiled that one. Anyways, my Klingon recruit, which is a level 5, I want to pretty much give her the mech suit because he's pretty underpowered. So, yes, I believe it is time for me to go. It is 10:27, which you guys don't really care, but for me, it is time for me to go to bed. But I believe I will see you guys on the next one, and goodbye. I think she transported her pants.